Hey everybody, how you doing? So for those who don't know me, I'm Kim and I am Chair of Public Child Protection Wales. Public Child Protection Wales does exactly as it says on the tin. We are the public protecting our children in Wales. So we are leading the fight against RSE here, guys. We are the ones that is exposing the truth and empowering our fellow citizens. So tonight, now I just come on to give you a quick update. It's quite anxieties are high. Children are back in school. Parents are wondering what to do. A lot of you have issued your schools with notices as well. And again, there's been some anxieties there. Very, very mixed response. So I've been taking calls and messages all day, right? And obviously you guys are you just know your story or you know what's going on in your group. But obviously I can see what's going on in 21 groups, and stories beyond there. So this is why I think it's important now to do this update on because, well, to be honest with you, Cheryl thought I should do it as well. So thanks for that, Cheryl, because it is actually important. Guys, it's a mixed response, right? And this is something now that's really, really good. Because if we've got this universal piece of legislation, but everything is happening around the country is completely different, that's incredible, all right? That shows lots of different interpretations. That proves they were not ready, and that proves to the judge that there was no inconvenience by awarding an injunction. Anyway, guys, let's get on to these mixed responses, shall we? So a lot of you out there have given these notices to the head teachers. Fantastic, guys. Before I go any further, let me just say something on that front. That is our argument in court, okay? That has been accepted by the High Court. And that is an issue of constitutional. That's a constitutional matter, all right? What that means is it's beyond your teacher's pay grade, right? It's beyond the teacher's pay grade. It's beyond the head teacher's pay grade. It's beyond the board of governors' pay grade. It's well beyond their pay grade, right? But that has been accepted by the High Court because they understand there's something going on there that needs to be looked at properly, right? So that is our argument in court. That is the reason why we cannot challenge the Curriculum and Assessment Wales Act in its entirety because of that matter. If we took the Curriculum and Assessment Wales Act into court, they're going to laugh at us because our parental opt-out exists within the 1986 Act, within the 1986 Act, the 1984 Act, the 17 something Act, right? So it's there and in the Human Rights Act. So this is a constitutional matter. It's well beyond their pay grades, guys, right? So what you need to realize here is the answers you're going to be getting from the teachers are going to be different anyway, because like I said, it's beyond their pay grade. They're going to be going above, or if they think they're above anyway, they're going to be making their own conclusions. But don't be put off at that, right? There are things we can do, right? We'll come on to that in a second. But the mixed responses we've had have been incredible. Absolutely incredible. Some schools have said this is not starting for 4 weeks. Some schools have said this is not starting till the summer. We've also had emails sent out from a school as well saying parents have a parental opt-out. But then we have a head teacher openly saying, taking the letter and saying, this is law, you do not have an opt-out. They're carrying on anyway. There's also been cases where parents have been singled out, right? You're not alone. How do we know this? Again, going back to the parent earlier, an email was sent to one school with 30 names on, right? At least 10 of those parents sent in a notice. But one parent was told she's the only one complaining, okay? That's singling out, right? That's trying to knock you off by one. This is why it's important we do this live now, because even if you do feel like the only parent in the school, or you know you are the only parent in the school, let me just give you an idea of what's going on in the country, right? So we've had those mixed responses. That's great. That is great. Nobody knows what's going on, right? This education's been in the making for 5 years. This legislation was passed last March, had royal assent in April. It came into force, 6 days ago now? but there's still no lesson content. It's incredible, guys. Also, what I want to add is there's always this thing about misinformation, right? If you go to our website and you click on resources under the sex education tab, scroll down, you will see a report, and it's a consultation report was published December 2020. Recommendation 24 of that report is to launch, as a matter of urgency, a campaign against the misinformation. Us. We were the misinformation. It says a lot more than that as well. It's on page 154, it starts on, okay? It says a lot more than that. It also talks about how they need to protect the schools from what happened in Birmingham. So they're expecting something to happen, guys, right? But if now they, back then, almost 2 years ago, had recommendation 24 in this government official document, right, from their Senate debates, they had to launch a campaign as a matter of urgency against this misinformation. How come you still don't know about RSE? You know, can you see what I'm saying here? That's a really important point, isn't it? They don't want you to know about it. It's as simple as that, because the evidence is so strong against them. It's undeniable. It's undeniable now at this stage, right? So back to these mixed responses. You are not the only parents dealing with this. I got 21 local authority groups. And I'm just going to show you something. Every single morning, I wake up to 999 plus messages in WhatsApp, right? That is not just from one parent. So there we are. Look, let's have a quick look now. Just showing you now. I've been on my phone tonight, right? I don't know if you can see that. 615 messages. And I have been engaging in these groups, right? You're not alone. Right? You're not alone. Emails have gone off in Pembroke with 121 names on. 5,000 people signed a petition against this. If you wasn't one of the 5,000 people who signed this petition, you can double that number again. You know, things have grown since then anyway, right? So guys, you are not alone. I don't want you to think you're alone, okay? You're not. If you are getting gypped from these teachers and you don't know where to turn, there's plenty of places for you to turn. So the Board of Governors, you write to the Board of Governors and you address them with this letter. If they are ignoring it as well, right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You can go higher again, right? Education Workforce Council, Ombudsman, there's lots of other things you can do, lots of complaints processes we can go down, right? Because remember, this is above their pay grade, right? But it doesn't mean that they can get away with it. Ignorance is no excuse at this stage, right? There are places that we can go with this. We're not going to back down because we're going to court, guys. And just imagine now in November, when that court case comes through, things are in our favour. What's going to happen then? All of these people are going to be in a lot of trouble, right? Either way, this education's not good. Whether we win or not, it's not good, right? We have been done over here. We've been legislated against. Was you part of the consultation? But I heard last night the consultation was still going on after they passed the legislation. There's a lot of law breaking going on here, guys, and we've got to fight it, right? We've got to keep it in the public domain. So, like I said, it's not singling out, guys. You keep going with these. You keep going right with these letters. You stand your ground. Do what works for you. If deregistering works for you, do that, right? There is a national sit-out next week. I think it's the 12th, the 13th and 14th of September. Join that if you want to. It's not organised by us. It's organised by the parents. Join that. I strongly advise you joining that as well if homeschooling is not an option, obviously. But I don't want home education to be an option, guys, because there's children in school that don't have parents. There's children in school that don't have parents speaking out for them. So we need to stand our ground at ground level, okay? We don't run away from the situation because they'd be coming after us by April anyway if we run away, right? So moving on from there, guys, like I said, there's a real mixed response out there, a massive mixed response, which is good. They don't know what's going on themselves, okay? All of that is evidence. All of that is evidence, and all of that should be assurance for you, right? That you know exactly what you're talking about and they don't. Okay? Moving on from there, guys, we are moving mountains, right? Absolute mountains. Like I said, there's those local authority groups going on. We were actually privy to sermons on Friday within mosques. We're meeting with mosques. We got these massive presentations going on. Neon last night was absolute. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The crowd was completely mixed. There was people there from all walks of life, all people there listening attentively, all people taking the information. Every single person there is ready for action. It doesn't matter what you don't like about this education, right? If there's that little thing you don't like, it's not good enough. They can go anywhere with this. Look what's happening in England. Look what's happening in Scotland. And on that note as well, I got to correct something I'm saying. I keep saying Professor Donaldson wrote the curriculum. Didn't write the curriculum, right? He wrote the reports for the curriculum. But that's what I say when I'm running freely with that. But guys, we got to stop this. We cannot go down the same roads, right? Our kids are being used for political ideologies. If you want to know what's going to happen, have a look what's happening in America right now. Guys, we're dealing with something really dangerous here. And if we don't stand up to this, we have failed. We might be the last in the country to get this insane lesson content, but we are the first to have this radical piece of legislation. Age 3 to 16, no parental opt-out. The legislation says they never have to consult you. The legislation says they can change it at any time. They're already making adjustments to it. If this was the same education that had to come into force 6 days ago, it would be consistent throughout the country. You would all have the same resources. You would all have the same lesson plans. There's no lesson content. There is still no lesson content. This is the most insane thing ever. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that now, right? There is a presentation Friday in Bridgend. Look on our website for that. Click on news. Under news is upcoming events. We also have a big event in Patty Pavilion in Swansea on Sunday. That is from 2 to 6 p.m. Guys, there are loads going on. We have another presentation on the 12th, and I'm not sure where that is. So that's going to be on the Monday. There is our demo on the 17th, and I also think there's going to be, so there's a demo outside the train station on the 17th. I think there is a presentation straight after that. There's a demo up in Llandudno on the 24th. You're all doing your individual demos as well. One thing I will say though, guys, if you're going to demonstrate and gather, all right? Be careful around the schools, okay? Be careful around the schools because the Birmingham guys spent thousands and thousands of pounds against injunctions that were taken out on them, right, for being around the schools. Also, the government has already mentioned this in a report they published back in 2020. Read it, it's on our website. Under resources, it is the consultation report published the 4th of December 2020, right? Recommendation 24, you'll see that on the first few pages, you see the highlight of it. Then from page 154, you can read it there. So do you know what? I would, on those days when you're removing your children, go outside the local authority. Empty the classrooms, but fill the local authority or whatever you want to do. That's what I would do. But just be very careful. Learn from people's mistakes. All right? Let's not make the same mistakes other people have. Let's continue boxing clever. Let's continue driving this forward. Let's continue raising awareness, guys, right? And like I said, this is growing, strength in numbers. This is bigger than what you realize. If you think it's quiet in your area, guys, it's not, right? You can see, I've just shown you what's going on my phone. That's just in WhatsApp. That's not the phone calls. That's not the texts. That's not the emails. That's not the messages. And that is not from the website, right? We are absolutely flying at this. We are head and shoulders leading on this in the UK. But the UK, we are bringing you with us, all right? No child left behind. Domino effect, okay, guys? It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be long, but it's gonna be worth it. Our children are worth it, guys, all right? They are worth every single second of this. They are worth every single anxiety. If you think this is hard, what's it gonna be like for them? We've already got children coming home from school thinking people can touch their genitals if they want to. We've got children dry humping their mother's legs to give them sperm for a baby. Guys, they are not ready for this. This is open to interpretation, as we can see from the notices we are giving to the school. stand your ground, all right? If you need local authority meetings, guys, I'm happy to do that by Zoom as well. But you need to understand that we are literally running around the country, and obviously we got families as well, right? I'm actually in somebody else's house doing this now. But thank you all for watching, guys. Keep it going. Remember what I said, there's been a mixed response, different emails in every single group, different emails from different schools, right? There are some head teachers out there that are pig ignorant. Oh, there are some head teachers out there as well who are dead against this, right? There's stuff going on. If you are a teacher, just complain about it. Go to your union. Yeah, go to your unions. You need to push for this now, guys. 68% of you don't like teaching it. It's not going to harm to send an email. You'd be surprised how many people are out there supporting it, okay? Just because the hype and the successes are not in the media, don't think things aren't going on. And that brings me back to this notice, right, with the media. We are hoping that the government will say this notice is misinformation, because that's going to bring other people forward again, guys, right? That's going to bring legal people forward. They aren't stupid. Let's get it out there. There's no such thing as bad publicity. We are exposing things, right? We're not messing around with lies here. We're exposing the truth. The truth will always be the truth, okay? It doesn't matter what they say in between or what happens in between. The truth is always going to be the truth. And when we come to the end, it's going to be exactly the same as it is today, right? We are going to win this. We are going to stamp it out for good. No way are we leaving a world behind like what's going on in America and everywhere else, okay? This has to be the beginning of the end for them, and this has to end before it starts for us. All right, guys, we need more regulations going on. Like Lucia said, these industries need regulating, all of our music industries, big tech. Don't put this, don't try sneaking your way into our children like this. No chance. They've overstepped the mark. We've got it. Look, it's written in law. It's written in legislation. Read it on our website. We did not make that up. We are just telling you about it. That is going into court as a constitutional matter. It needs to be fought out in the High Court, all right? And like I said, don't forget now, one school has sent out an email. What I'm going to do now is I am actually going to go into my phone. I am going to crop down that email, right? So you can actually see the sentence where it says, or maybe parents have already shared. I don't know. I haven't been on social media. But I'm going to crop that bit down now to show you an email received today. Parents have the right to withdraw. So why does that school give the right to withdraw, but your school is not? Can you see what I'm saying, guys? This is stuff we need to keep gathering now, okay? I don't know if we should be naming schools because we don't want to look bad. If you parents want to do that, I'm not stopping you. But as for us, we won't be naming schools because obviously we need to keep our nose clean, Guys, I'm going to leave it at that now. Thank you for watching. Remember what I said. Stand your ground, and I'll see you all through the week with a bit of luck, guys. Keep it going. Keep it going. This is magnificent. We are uniting this kingdom. And do you know what I mean? No pun intended. That is the action. That is what we're doing. Good night, everyone.